our college senior and I should make some series of how to talk to seniors because I think I'm good at it. So we are here with Bhumi Sawant.
I taught underprivileged children as well as helped older senior citizens who live in like these old age homes होता है ना. So I did like a one-on-one activity and 1 hour sessions with them. In SY, I was the head of department for editorials. And now I'm the president of it. Emotion is new. It's boredom that I think about it.
Yeah,
It is new. It is new. Why? Because I am partly religious as well as spiritual. Because somehow they go hand in hand. Somehow they do.
Habits long term होती हैं, short term के लिए बनती हैं habits, but वो continuous नहीं. So long term में आपकी habits ऐसे होंगी, बनेंगी, टूटेंगी, सब होगा.
Right. First of all, psychology is a very easy subject. It is not. Disclaimer, it is not. One advice that somebody actually has given to me is positive, lasting positive change. I think it works from self-awareness, like EMDR a lot. So EMDR is basically eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. It's a type of therapy technique that is used in...
Hello guys, welcome back to second podcast that we are doing after a long break. It was in the first podcast that we did, it was in July, I guess, July 10th को हमने अपलोड किया था. After a long break we are doing it. बीच में काफ़ी चीज़ें हुई, कंटिन्यूटी नहीं बनी, बट अब हम कंटिन्यू रहेंगे. तो आगे आप इस चैनल पर भी कंटिन्यू रहें, सब्सक्राइब करें, लाइक करें, शेयर करें. उससे ज़रूरी बात ये है कि भाई ज्ञान लेना और उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना दोनों डिफरेंट चीज़ें हैं. मैंने आज तक 1000 पॉडकास्ट देख लिए होंगे, 1000 लोगों को सुन लिया होगा, 1000 लोगों से बातें कर ली होगी, लेकिन जब तक मैंने इन चीज़ों को इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं किया कुछ घंटा फर्क नहीं पड़ा. सीधी सी बात. सो वी आर टॉकिंग डायरेक्टली ह्यूमन टू ह्यूमन. कोई इसमें पर्सनल आइडेंटिटी नहीं है, सोशल आइडेंटिटी नहीं है. मैं आपसे सीधा बात कर रहा हूँ कि यार ये सुनने के बाद कुछ ना कुछ इम्प्लीमेंट करो और 2-4 चीजें समझो जिंदगी के बारे में. जिंदगी सिंपल है, कॉम्प्लिकेट मत करो, सीधी सी बात है. चलो अब शुरू करते हैं. ज्ञान के बाद थोड़ा गेस्ट को बुलाते हैं, इनवाइट करते हैं, वो अपने बारे में इंट्रो देंगे बिकॉज आई सक एट इंट्रोज. सो टुडे वी हैव आवर कॉलेज सीनियर एंड आई शुड मेक सम series of how to talk to seniors because I think I'm good at it. So we are here with Bhumi Sawant.
Okay, hi guys. My name is Bhumi Sawant and I'm a TY psychology major here at Wilson College with these guys. And yeah, I'm just very excited to be here and thank you for calling me.
Okay. So she is our psychology senior. First of all, तो psychology से शुरू करते हैं. How did she land up into psychology? And थोड़ा बहुत childhood के बारे में बता के फिर थोड़ा हम psychology.
That is a big story to open up, I'm telling you.
Let's go, we have time.
But, okay, so initially I was going to get into medicine. That was the plan around like 6th 7th grade because that's when people, your parents tell you कि हाँ नहीं बेटा engineering करनी है, medicine करना है. So my father was pretty adamant about the medicine part, but I knew that there was something else that was going to find me. I have this weird thing about the universe finding a path for me. So that's how I came into psychology actually. I also, so since my childhood I struggle a lot with exam stress and anxiety and academic validation basically, and I realized that even as a child that just psychosomatic symptoms and you get ill a lot. So stress and anxiety has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. But that just made me realize that how much I would want to help other people deal with it as well as to even enrich my own life. So I got into my 9th grade and I started going to these classes, English classes. So that was the first time I met my mentor, that I'm still in touch with him, and he actually made me realize that you have a knack for empathy, that even if people are sitting across from you, you can say or you can feel how they are feeling and react to them emotionally and validate them likewise. So he is actually the first person and I give him full credit for that, for recognizing that in me. And yeah, that's how psychology began, and I haven't left it ever since. It's such a great part of my life. I haven't left it ever since. 10th standard में I decided clinical psychology करना है. as and when I started getting into, so I did ISC, that's high school for 11th and 12th grade. I didn't go to junior college, and that is where I met my other mentor. She was my psychology professor, and she helped me guide through it. And I'm interested in neuro as well. So let's see how that goes. But I think yeah, the plan is set that psychology is something that I want to do for the rest of my life.
Great. Okay, so walk us through the experience of your psychology journey. So how did, like you had already told how did you start, but after choosing your psychology in 11th, so from 11th to till now, how
Till
is
now.
that?
Yeah. So in 11th standard, we did psychology, and I opted for maths also because I knew that people have this misconception कि maths छूट जाता है अगर तुम psychology लेते हो. छूटता नहीं है.
No.
TY में आओगे stats का paper देना पड़ेगा तुमको. But I took maths with that because I knew that that was something that would go along with and I was preparing for a master's application at that point. Graduate application for a graduate degree abroad. So after 11th, 12th, that was my plan, and Wilson was not my plan initially. But yes, of course,
Same.
things change, and I'm still grateful. Okay, I am here. But 11th, 12th, then I chose psychology as one of my major subjects. So you have 5 major subjects that you do in ISC, and psychology was one of them. And I just realized how much I enjoyed doing it despite how difficult it was. I don't think people realize that it's very difficult once you get into the theories and once you get into the emotional aspects of it. People don't realize, but it really drains you. But with my mentors helping me, and with my, of course, my passion for wanting to help people out there, wanting to reach out to people out there, just make like a little change in the world. That's how I got into psychology, and 11th 12th I did that. As well as in my 11th 12th we had this social service community club, okay, which I had joined, and I soon became like so they didn't have these positions, but I soon headed most of their events and organizations. I did all of that, and I think that also led me to a point where I was working one-on-one with underprivileged children, as well as geriatric crowd, like older people. So that is when I realized that yeah, that is something that I would want to do for the rest of my life. And I taught underprivileged children as well as helped older senior citizens who live in like these old age homes hota hai na.
Yeah.
So I did like a one-on-one activity and 1 hour sessions with them, which I used to do. Informal sessions hote the, very fun types, and they were monitored by our teachers. But yeah, that is something when I realized ki
Okay.
this is my
Empathic
passion.
again.
Yeah, this is my passion. So this is something I want to do. College mein aake, it was I thought that my plan would change. I had this थोड़ा सा ऐसे gap हो गया था मेरा बीच में, where I was, I don't know, isolating myself from psychology thoda, or maybe loving other subjects more. But then I think it all comes down to psychology or TY तो हूँ मैं major psych. And then SY में of course mindset. I got into mindset. So mindset, for of course they don't know, mindset is a psychology based club, that it's the official psychology based club of Wilson College. And in SY I was the head of department for editorials. Thank you. And now I'm the president of it.
Wow, great leap.
Yeah, great leap. That was a change.
From nothing to something great.
Well, I still think that at the end of the day, I'm just a part of mindset, to be honest, and that feeling is gratifying in itself. So yeah. But getting into TY major psych is also difficult. Just a disclaimer. But तुमको तो NEP है.
No.
तुमको तो NEP है. We had to fight for our seat.
Yeah.
Plus मैं तो general से हूँ. मुझे क्या भाई, मुझे तो दुख ही है.
Yeah, please. Reservation.
So yeah.
Okay, so you talked about leadership from the very early age of 16 years of age. You
I
started
think my entire childhood is
into leadership.
into leadership, yeah.
So how was it? How was the whole experience of leading people and guiding people basically?
I think I like to take charge in most cases, because if it's not a responsibility, but it's just something that I like to do. It just comes inherently to me.
Yeah.
And I think I'm a giver, and like a nurturer, like a person. My friends say ki you are the mom of the group. You are literally like you're going to take care of everything and everybody. So I think it comes naturally to me, and I like doing that a lot instead of just being like a mediator or like being somebody who does not involve themselves in that. So I like to take in charge. So since I think in my primary grade, I was head girl of the school, and we had separate primary and secondary ke liye different student council tha. And then in ninth grade again I was in student council. In my 11th and 12th grade I was again chosen to be like they had class representative for humanities, so I was that. And in college I am the psychology representative in student council. So I think that doesn't leave you, right? That doesn't it doesn't leave you. But I wouldn't read it for the world. I wouldn't. It's just something that yeah, it just comes naturally, and I like to take care of people. So yeah.
Okay, great. So, I has always this thing for toppers or for the class representatives or whatever that is. So, I don't have any good feeling for them. I don't know why, but that is there. I was a leader because of my privilege, because of something that I don't want to talk about, because of something I was the leader and I was always chosen to be the leader. And I never liked it, but by doing it again and again, by the privilege that I had, so I got into the leadership thing, and I relate with you now on a very personal level that okay, leading and giving all those things, they build within you, and you kind of develop from the feeling of hating people to giving
people. Yes,
that's very important.
That is very important.
So don't hate your class representatives. They are also human.
Because we are already going through too much right now. So this topic is a bit sensitive right now. Thoda department ka issues chalu hai, but no. It is at the end of the day, it's a gratifying feeling, like you said, giving to people. So yeah.
That is good. Don't hate us.
Please.
And what about hating? Hating you always, put us people like us on a pedestal. When you are meeting us, people like us for the first time, you are like, ये तो भाई बड़ा है.
I have heard this so many times कि तुझे क्या है, तेरा तो हो जाएगा. You're on this post, you're on this level. Yeah.
And that gives you so much pressure. First of all, treat them like humans. वो कोई भाई उन्होंने 2 चीजें एक्स्ट्रा कर ली, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि वो भगवान हो गए. वो भी इंसान है, गलतियां करते हैं, 100 गलतियां करते हैं और खुद को कोसते हैं 1000 बार. That you don't know.
Yes.
So जो internal pressure है and जो social pressure है, वो दोनों मिलके वो हो जाते हैं अंदर ही अंदर. So please treat every human as human.
But I get their point also. I see their point. They think that internally we don't tell them now what's going on, so they don't know what is actually going on. So they think कि हाँ ये person है, इसको हमने glorify ऐसे करके रखा है. But ठीक है, I get their point of view. They must be thinking कि ये person को advantages ज़्यादा मिलता है, but it's okay, understandable. I think we as leaders, that also comes to you. Criticism कैसे handle करना है तुमको, और तुमको how you take people's opinions. You can't be कि ठीक है, I don't care about it. ऐसे तुम नहीं बन सकते. Of course you are going to care about it. Of course you want to feel validated by people who you are leading. But then again, वो boundary maintain करनी पड़ती है, वो balance maintain करना पड़ता है. So yeah.
Empathy. Okay. So I did some research on you through my friends, and I got to know that you are you are still a classical.
I am still a classical dancer.
So how did that help to maintain your mental health?
I just want to say discipline.
Yeah.
Classical dance teaches you, classical dance chodo, any form of hobby that you're giving everything to, that you're dedicating so many hours and so many years of your life, it just teaches you discipline like nobody other. I am telling you, people talk about procrastination so much nowadays. They talk about that they want to do so many things, but they can't do it. Classical dance, and I've done Kathak, so it basically, I have dedicated 14 years of my life to that. So imagine the kind of discipline that would teach me to other aspects of my life as well. So whenever I feel like I'm just getting thoda sa main lazy ho rahi hu, thodi laid back ho rahi hu, I realize that no, this is not you know who I am. This is not what I have been taught or what I have received from others. So I just think it makes me more accountable in life and more disciplined in life. And also Kathak especially, it's a very graceful form of dance. And you have to be extremely connected emotionally. You have to be very very connected. So, and I am somebody who tends to emotionally drift off sometimes, but that dance form just, it gets me back to my roots. So I'm forever grateful for that. And of course, the degree has its pros as well, so I'm not going to deny that. But yeah, I think I've been dancing since I was four. So it's been 16 years. I just
Yeah.
realized. I just realized. So yeah, it teaches you discipline, it teaches you emotionality, and I think it also teaches you how to value others. Because in a class, you are not the only person who's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of people. You meet a lot of people. So yeah, you are open to those experiences and say how that goes. But I would suggest it to people who want to get interested into classical dance or music, even, that they should go forward with it.
Okay, great. So, art form teaches you many things. What kind of art it is? So, I am doing this podcasting thing. I am doing this technical thing from videography to editing, all the things I'm handling. And that teaches me how to pick a song, how to pick the beats, how to get invested into a scene, what kind of emotions are playing behind the scene.
Right.
So, art form teaches you many things, from technicalities to emotions to reading a script to directing it or whatever that is. So it teaches you many things, first of all. So tell me the nuances that you see in classic dances that taught you. Basically, what kind of emotion that you are connected to because of that.
So it's again classical dance expression. It's a form of expression, right? And for somebody who, like me, I do not verbally express as much. So it is a great outlet for me when I want to express through dance. So I feel in psychology we've learned that release of emotions is a very crucial concept, and people don't realize that because it will manifest in other, hurtful ways. So I think the dance has taught me that I can express in a way that is more than verbal, or more than, there is another expression of feelings as well. So I think that, and even mental stability in Kathak as well as other dance forms, if you know, there's a lot of dhyan and practice and meditation that you have to do beforehand. Even before riyas or anything, you have to have a very stable mind even before getting into the dance. So that, and I also, think that it has also taught me spirituality in a way. It makes me feel that I am closer to my spiritual nature. So that is also something that I attribute Kathak to. That it's made me realize that there is some power that's above us and that's looking after us.
So if you can elaborate on the spiritual nature, because people are very confused between religion and spirituality. So if you can differentiate between them.
So the thing with me is that I don't talk much about religion because I feel like I don't want to propagate it to other people. But I would say I'm partly, at first I would say कि I'm not religious, I'm just spiritual. But now I would say that I am partly religious as well as spiritual, because somehow they go hand in hand. Somehow they do go hand in hand. Now when I say that I believe in a certain god or a certain deity, it has been given to us by religion. Even though I want to think about it spiritually, even though I want to connect myself to that, a spiritual aspect of it, but at the end of the day, it is a deity that has been passed to us through ancestors. So and I have recently only gotten too much into spirituality and religion of that sort, and it has enriched my life. It has helped me in my life and even in my mental health. Actually, when I pray or when I uh, give my that dedicated time to think about spirituality or to think about religion, it calms me, it soothes me. So that is something that religion and spirituality will get to you.
Okay, great.
Do you agree?
Well, spirituality is a thing for me. I don't believe in God.
Okay.
I don't need that hope to.
Right.
God is just a concept that This is my personal opinion, not any. So God is a opinion or God is a hope that was given to people to tell them कि हाँ भाई अगर आप fall back करो तो आपके पास एक बड़ी चीज है, कोई बड़ी पावर है. और अगर आप कहीं सही डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हो तो हाँ आप सही डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हो, एक है आपके पास पावर बताने के लिए. आप गलत डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हो, एक पावर ने बता दिया कि ये कुछ रूल्स हैं जो गलत हैं, तो आप गलत रास्ते पे हो, तो ये गलत है, आगे जाके आपको वो पावर आपकी हेल्प नहीं करेगी. दैट इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट दैट आई बिलीव इन, एंड that's why I don't need God. First of all, I have people around me who give me that emotional, financial, whatever support. So I don't kind of dwell into that. But yes, spirituality or believing in higher power really gratifies you, really humbles whatever that is. Agreed. Yeah. So you are not. एक तो बहुत यार ये है कि अब इस वाली जनरेशन को सोशल मीडिया पे 16:9 रेशियो की स्क्रीन मिल चुकी है, एंड एवरीवन इज लाइक कि भाई मैं तो हूँ, मैं तो भगवान बन सकता. सो यू नो दैट इज ऑल्सो गुड, क्योंकि आपको एक्सप्रेस करने का मौका मिल जाता है सोशल मीडिया पे. आई थिंक अबाउट दिस अलॉट, क्योंकि अगर 9:16 रेशियो की स्क्रीन में ना आप एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हो, एंड पीपल विल एक्सेप्ट यू. सो द एक्सेप्टेंस रेट ऑफ योर पर्सनैलिटी, योर व्हाटएवर इमेज दैट यू हैव मेड, सो उसके लिए लोग हैं और आप उनसे जल्दी कनेक्ट भी हो पाते थ्रू सोशल मीडिया. दैट इज ऑल्सो गुड थिंग, बट दैट ऑल्सो लीड्स टू एक्सट्रीमिज्म. सोशल मीडिया डवेल्स इनटू एक्सट्रीमिज्म. अगर आप एक्सट्रीम कंटेंट बनाओगे, आप कुछ अगर आप मेस्कुलिनिटी में करते हो तो आप सिग्मा मेल बन जाओगे, और फेमिनिटी में अगर डवेल करते हो तो अल्फा मेल बन जाओगे. सो आई डोंट सी द कांसेप्ट व्हाट इज द सिग्मा एंड अल्फा. मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता. पहले मेल रहो, जो है वो रहो, फिर बात करते हैं. पहले ह्यूमन रहो. Right. Yeah. So we were talking about spirituality. So जो आइडेंटिटी आपको मिली है सोशल मीडिया की वजह से, it takes you on another level. It takes you कि भाई egoistic बन जाते हो, कि मतलब एक्सप्रेस कर रहा हूँ, लोग मेरे को क्या बोलते हैं अप्रिशिएट भी कर रहे हैं, so you get validated because of that. And I have seen this in people. That's why I even suggest to people ki religion and spirituality, let it be your own individual journey for it. Let it not be defined by what your parents tell you or what your... Sure, of course you'll have influences from your family members and stuff, but inherently, I think even my dad says this, that let it be your journey and let it be how you want to decide it. So that is... तो egoistic मत बनो. It really humbles you कि भाई आप कुछ भी नहीं हो. And I have talked to many people who have done great in their life, जिन्होंने एक फील्ड में फोड़ा है, basically फोड़ा है, and they are still humble about them. And my grandfather is the biggest ideal that I look up to. He's a humble guy. He walks in t-shirt and pajama and he's like, no, he doesn't give a big F about it. So fashion and all these things doesn't get you to any higher thing. So yeah, be humble. Agreed. So, what are the biggest misconceptions about studying psychology? So many. Let's get into it. First of all, psychology is a very easy subject. It is not. Disclaimer, it is not. We are suffering through it, we know it, but we like it and we're passionate about it. That's why we're doing it. Secondly, maths will leave you. Once you start studying psychology, it will not leave you, because you have statistics and you have other mathematical things that you still need to do even after studying psychology. Good for me, because I like maths actually, so I don't have any complaints. But yeah, for the people who do not like maths as much, there's going to be a part of maths involved. Thirdly, people who study psychology are extremely self-aware about themselves. Again, a misconception. No, absolutely not. It is not that everything that you study, you're going to imply it in your life. And I see people in my class and no, that is not happening. And there's this one thing that I read on the internet. It says that psychology majors should be, or any psychology professionals as well, should be very well sorted and should not have stress in their own life. Because if they are stressed in their own life, if they are not well sorted, if they are not
mentally okay, they cannot treat other people or they cannot talk to other people about mental health, which I think is a very, very big misconception. Psychology students, us, we go through stress, we go through anxiety like any other normal people, but it is not unhealthy. Sorry, it is not healthy that if we are going through it, that we cannot treat other people, or we cannot just because we can't cope up with our demands, it does not mean that we will not cater to other people. So I think those are misconceptions that people need to resolve about psychology. Again, you have the major myths also that you need to debunk, like you can read minds, and of course that
we have talked
always
about it.
I've been called out in public about this actually. I have an incident about this.
Okay,
I was
great.
at a family wedding, and somebody just came up to me and said, Bhumi, you're studying psychology? I'm like, oh, they are really acknowledging की psychology because हमारे घर पे science और commerce ही ज़्यादा होता है, arts
Correct.
देखता नहीं है कोई. So I was genuinely happy about it because imagine you're in like 11th standard and somebody is really acknowledging what you're studying. And they said, you're studying psychology? And I said, yeah, I'm studying psychology. And the first thing she said to me is, read my mind. I was like,
yeah, let's go.
let's not get into it. It. So that is still funny to me. People still think that I can read minds. None of us can, by the way. None of us. Just letting you all know. And yeah, I think these are few, but there's also more. But I think they are getting better by the day. Like, first of all, people used to not accept that anxiety was a major concept, or they used to not accept that depression can be a major concept. But I see that changing.
Yeah.
So that is a good growth. That is a good change.
Business, guys. Paisa. So, the major myth that I think that psychology crossroad between crossroad between कि भाई ये difficult subject भी है और इसको positive light में भी नहीं रखा जाता. And what do you think about that? कि difficult subject के बारे में तो हमने बात कर ली.
Yeah.
But what about keeping it in a positive light?
So I think that there is more reflection towards abnormal psychology per se, and people are more interested in disorders and mental health issues in psychology. It is a part of psychology, it is a very vast topic in psychology, I agree, but there are also other theories and other parts and variations of psychology that you need to get into. Like you said, people don't look into the positive side of psychology, which is given by Martin Seligman. So we were talking about Martin Seligman, and he says that he wants psychology to be put in a more positive light, where even day to day you can apply psychology in your daily life. Like suppose there's this thing that psychology talks to you about meditation, and it talks to you about journaling, which is something that I do. I try to practice it more, but then sometimes it doesn't work, but it's okay. So it talks to you about journaling, it talks to you about meditation, and these are things that you can do every single day, and if not every single day, probably weekly. So people need to see psychology from that perspective as well, is what I think.
Oh. Okay, so are there any new areas of psychology research that you find particularly exciting or promising?
Oh, I love this question, first of all.
Okay.
And secondly, so in my third year only, I got myself reading into EMDR a lot. So EMDR is basically eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. It's a type of therapy technique that is used in with clients who are not able to process trauma or PTSD. It's basically used with the clients, and irrespective of age, तुम ये eye movement desensitization कर सकते हो. So on the basis of experiments and on the basis of valid studies that are done by psychiatrists and neurologists, and people have been, of course, there have been case studies about this as well. So because of the movement of your eyes and the way it is, it basically relates to a neurological part of your brain that allows you to deprocess yourself from that trauma. That is something, the first time I read it, I was like, oh my god, it is something. And at first, you don't want to believe these things because trauma, as we know, as psychology students, I can tell you, trauma is something that takes people years or even their entire lifetime to process, because it is that sensitive, because it is that difficult to live with. So imagine if people are having these therapy sessions where they are obviously with other therapy techniques, CBT, DBT, with other therapy techniques, they're also using EMDR so that the processing of their trauma is easy. So I think that is something that I've been interested in a lot. And like I said, I'm a bit interested in neuro, तो वो
Yeah.
neuro और clinical का थोड़ा सा mixture होके
Yeah.
it works well. So yeah, that's
Okay,
that's
so
it.
I am curious about one thing.
Yeah.
In neurology, there is a primitive brain
Hmm.
and a modern brain.
Brain, yeah.
So if you can let us know about those things, because I have read about it many times, but I forget it again.
So I am actually not as well versed as
Okay.
it, but I would, give as much as I know. Yeah. So primitive brain is basically that point of brain where it is not developed to modern standards of society. As our brains are developing again and again over time, we're also through, if you believe in like Charles Darwin's theory and stuff like that, we're always evolving. We're always evolving, and like that, our brains are always evolving, and thus we need to adapt to certain situations or certain things in our life. So I think that is what it encapsulates basically. Primitive brain is basically the brain where it was not as developed as before, but modern brain now is like with the evolution and with everything, now we're more adapted to our situations in the modern life. So yeah.
So I think the more complex emotions like
Yes.
hate,
Yes.
aggression was, but what type of aggression you are using,
Yeah.
and what type of jealousy you are
Yeah.
having.
Yeah.
So I think that is more a modern brain.
More modern.
Yeah, it's more on. It's taken a long way from survival, and
Yes.
we are now on to the Maslow's
hierarchy theory, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
You know what emotion is new? It's boredom that I think about it now.
Yeah, that is.
It is new. It is new. Why? Because people, if you have heard your grandparents say, I was never bored in life. I always had these things to do. I had these people to take care of and stuff like that. But now I agree that life is becoming fast paced. I completely agree to that. But I think boredom is something that our modern brain is still yet to cope with.
Okay. Great. That is a great insight. Okay, so in modern era and especially in social media, we see people coming out for like, I have depression, I have stress, I have PTSD, I have assault that has been happened in my childhood, I have these kind of parents. So what kind of psychological issues that are gaining attention in this era? So if you can give some outlook on it. So what do you think? I think, of course, you spoke about depression, stress, anxiety, PTSD. Many people talk about that, and rightly so. I fully believe that you should be vocational about mental health awareness as much as you can and as loud as you can. I say that to people, be as loud as you can about mental health issues. One, a bit of unreserved topic that isn't talked about as much is eating disorders. I feel. Yeah. Because it is such a sensitive issue, because it is such a, it's hidden, but it's there. People don't realize it. It's hidden there somewhere, but you can't speak about it or you can't be vocational about it. When you are stressed, you can say, I have these physical symptoms because of stress or because I am not able to cope with it. You can put it into words. Eating disorder, how can you say that I wake up every single day and I look at my body in a different light? That is something that is difficult to accept. And like you said, social media, modern world, there is a lot of comparison that is done. There is a lot of this. Beauty standards have always been there. I will agree about that. Beauty standards have always been there, but with social media, I think the comparison gets more. Because it has been generalized. Yeah, and accessibility कितना है ना? Accessibility है, इसके लिए I think people start comparing their lives, and that's how we're getting into that thought process that we should look a certain way or we should eat a certain way or something like that. And these concepts you can't speak as loudly, I feel, because there is some sensitivity
to it that you should maintain as well. Like there are boundaries to even issues that I personally believe that there are boundaries to issues that and the way you talk about it. Now eating disorder, suppose somebody, one of my friends says that she is going through an eating disorder or she is finding trouble with eating or something like that, and the other person who is listening does not react in a particular way. Imagine that will have a lasting impact on her and how much it would affect her. So, between teens and adolescents, eating disorder is something that is a lot prevalent and not talked about as much. Not talked about. It's very normalized. You see teens starving themselves, or you see them going through episodes of binging where they're not even realizing that that is a grave issue, that is a grave concern. And I feel like we should be more sensitive about these kind of topics. Of course, depression, anxiety, we should talk about it as well, but getting further into, and now we study psychology, so we know all of these things. So I think it is our duty at the end of the day to educate people about this.
From an outstation student perspective, I'm telling you that when I came here, when I landed here, I was in a good physique. Good physique, I have maintained weight and everything. But after 1 or 2 months only, I lost weight, and I lost weight drastically. So whenever I went home, everybody was saying कि भाई क्या कर रहा है तू?
Right.
क्या हो रहा है तेरे साथ?
Right.
And I didn't know what was happening to me. I was like eating good, ठीक है चल रहा है, binging on that. I had fever and I was still working and all those things.
Right.
And you don't realize that how much you are putting pressure on your body in the name of work. And I really want to tell you guys कि यार कॉलेज में आप क्लब्स में पार्ट लेते हो और आप सोचते हो कि भाई मैं तो प्रोडक्टिव काम कर रहा हूँ अपनी लाइफ, एंड यू डोंट रियलाइज उस प्रोडक्टिव काम करने की उम्मीद में, होप में, एंड दैट इज अ होप ओनली, यू आर नॉट डूइंग एक्चुअली अ प्रोडक्टिव, यू आर जस्ट लर्निंग. और लर्निंग में खुद के ऊपर इतना प्रेशर देना नहीं चाहिए फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. तो उसकी वजह से आप फीवर में हो, आप कोल्ड हो रहा है या फिर आप वीक फील कर रहे हो, फिर भी आप काम कर रहे हो. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल क्लब्स में जाओ, काम करो, बट not at the cost of your mental health and physical
health.
That is a very good point. And उसकी वजह से जो ईटिंग डिसऑर्डर्स हैं, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट कि मेरे को स्लिम फिट रहना है या फिर मेरे को वो रहना है, मेरे को 6 पैक्स बनाना है, मेरे को ये बनाना है. आई डोंट सी कि आपको 6 पैक्स क्यों चाहिए. भाई चल रही है ना लाइफ.
To each their own.
But
I feel like even if they do want it, they should want it for a healthy outlook in
Yeah.
life, not because they have seen somebody else or they want to become something else.
फिटनेस के पर्सपेक्टिव से इवन गो, जिम करो भाई, वार्म अप करो, जो करना है तुम्हें करो, but don't get yourself into the extreme aspect of social media.
Right.
The creators that you see, they are doing it for their livelihood.
Yeah.
They are
It's their
earning from it.
lifestyle. Yeah.
They are earning from it, first of all.
Right.
And the background that you don't see, that is effed up a lot. So what they are teaching you or what they are telling you, it's not the right.
Yeah, and people get influenced by it so much, na, because it's like chanchal hote thode log, and they see things and they think that, oh, we want that, oh, we need to have that, and that is the problem comes when people think that they need to have other things that other people are having.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Please be mindful about what you are getting into. Building on that only, why do humans struggle with self-esteem? What practical steps can be taken to improve?
First of all, I am not a professional.
Okay, I'll stop you for a moment.
Yeah.
Talking about self-esteem, before coming here, in 11th, 12th, I was not a very confident kid that you see now. I was like the most shy kid. I didn't talk to many people. I was a great, I had great friends in 11th, 12th, and they are still my friends. And I talk, बकचोदी जो होती है ना, वो हमने की है, उस लेवल की है, but not on a stage level, not on a very professional manner, not on a very, जो बोलते हैं ना मोनोलॉग आप बोल सकते हो लोगों के सामने, वो नहीं था. हमारे को अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी मिली, but we missed on that. It was like कि भाई नहीं होगा मेरे से. So all the friends were like that.
And that feeling is sad.
Yeah, sad. But now I have coped up it.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course.
I have fought with it, and how did I fight with it? Simple reason कि भाई try किया.
Yeah.
Try किया. That's the simplest thing that you can do. I always talk about lead your life simply. So उसमें ये है कि try करो. जो चीज नहीं है ना वो हो जाएगी, बस try करते रहो, कुछ ना कुछ तो हो ही जाएगा.
And one advice that somebody actually has given to me is do it, but even if it is scary, do it scared. You know, it's like even if you are anticipating it and even if you're stressed about it, just do it scared. That is one thing that, you know, will change your life entirely when you look from that perspective. Because then you will regret if you don't do it, you will have to live with that regret that I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Rather, you do it scared, you get through the process and you see what that outcome is.
Yeah. Fear is a great emotion and we always look
Yeah.
at negatively.
Yeah.
यार fear है तो क्या नहीं होगा, क्या होगा.
Channel it into a positive
Yeah.
light.
Channelize your every negative emotion that you think that is not acceptable. So channelize into a productive thing, into work, into your study, into whatever that you want to build.
Yeah. And I think self-esteem is also like it's dichotomous thoda sa, because people talk about self-esteem in terms of extrinsic motivation or extrinsic ideas. Ki suppose abhi mujhe I've gotten this job or I've gotten this place in college or something, so that is who I am. That is where I build my self-esteem. That is exactly where people go wrong. Self-esteem, it should come intrinsically. If you don't, you know, if you wake up and think that I am only worthy because of the things that I do or because of the things that I am for other people, it's not going to work like that. It's sad. It's completely sad, and I personally have dealt with it so much in my life. I talked to you about academic validation, and I spoke to you that it really drains you, that exam stress and anxiety, because you are revolving your self-worth and your esteem around the marks that you get, and it completely drains you. But then I realized that there is more to life than this. There is more to life than the marks that I get or the position that I'm at. There is more to life, and self-esteem is something that should come like a daily mantra, like a daily habit. So that is something, if people inculcate that into their lives, I think it will be better.
Yes. Mind that, guys. Seekho. Okay, what's the psychology behind habits and how can someone create lasting positive change? Okay, so first of all, I'll give my outlook on it.
Of course.
So habits एक दिन में create नहीं होती, 21 दिन में create नहीं होती. That's a very big misconception. You just have to try on it और बीच में आपकी छूटेंगी habits.
True.
It's not like you will be continuous with that. So you see bodybuilders, you see fitness freaks, they also sometimes lack between, but वो आपको दिखाते नहीं है because आपको बस filtered content मिलता है. So they also fall apart, fall behind of that. So first of all, habits long term होती हैं, short term के लिए भी बनती हैं habits, but वो continuous नहीं रहती. So long term में आपकी habits ऐसे होंगी, बनेंगी, सब होगा. And secondly, someone create lasting positive impact. So we'll talk about that. Okay. First of all, habits
के बारे में, like you said, you know, people have this thing कि बीच में breaks हो जाते हैं. But I personally feel people should allow themselves that break.
Yeah,
you know,
natural.
Exactly. Like, I understand that you have this habit. Suppose you have the habit of, because we talked about religion and spirituality, you have this habit of praying every single day. But there will be phases in your life that you think that it's not working for you. Or maybe your faith is wavering or something like that. And you should allow yourself that time, I feel.
Yeah.
So, habits, aise karna is a bit difficult. But then again, that once you get into that, and I am a very routine person, so habits come thoda sa naturally to me. But for those people who habits do not come as naturally, thoda sa, if you add a personal touch to it, na, is what I've realized. Agar tumko, suppose I want to make a habit ki I want to write 10 lines every single day. I will try to write 10 lines about what I actually like. Instead of being just like, हाँ यार मुझे तो 10 लाइन लिखना है इसलिए मुझे लिखना है, नहीं. I would rather think that I am given this opportunity, that I'm grateful enough that I can write about things that I like. So that is something about habits that I personally like to do. I always say this, that I don't have to do this, I get to do this. So you always be humble and you always think of every opportunity as something that you get to do, not necessarily that it is a rule that you must follow. So yeah.
So I have a very personal observation that I've been doing on myself. I've been waking up. I've been sleeping at 4 or 5 a.m. and I've been waking up 3 or 4 p.m.
Okay.
Classic, what do you say, modern student or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
And I don't see anything wrong in it. If you are productive and if you are working, that's great. And if you are having 3 meals a day and taking a good sit, okay, great. But sometimes you fall behind and sometimes you feel like, okay, कुछ तो गलत हो रहा है.
Right.
And from 2-3 days I've been trying कि भाई थोड़ा सही कर ले. So 2 a.m. to 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. Okay, good, ठीक है.
Yeah.
थोड़ा बहुत बेटरमेंट हुआ, थोड़ा
Right.
बहुत हुआ.
Right.
कॉलेज नहीं जा पाए क्या बड़ी बात, वैसे भी कुछ नहीं होगा. तो अगर आप प्रोडक्टिव इनफ हो और अपने आप को पहचान रहे हो, पहली बात फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कि कहाँ मैं गलत जा रहा हूँ, कितना मैं गलत जा रहा हूँ, उसमें कितना बेटरमेंट हो सकता है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई एम ए परफेक्शनिस्ट. सो आई वांट टू डू एवरीथिंग टू बी परफेक्ट. जब तक नहीं होती जब तक गालियां चलती हैं.
right. And I love the fact that you spoke about even little changes. Like you said कि पहले तो 3-4 बज जाते थे, but now 2, and that is how you actually improve in life. ऐसे नहीं होता है कि 3-4 बजे तक थे तुम डायरेक्टली अभी 10 बजे सो जाओगे, ऐसा लीप तो नहीं होता है. So those habits also you have to add those little efforts every single day to improve on that.
Yeah.
And that is nice, that is commendable.
That is a great habit, and I'm not a great supporter of sleep early and wake up early and whatever. If that fits you, yeah, great, go for it.
But then the circadian rhythm and all would disagree on that, but ठीक है, to each their own.
I don't know. Yes, I want to talk about this. Social media has it hyper awareness nature, and with content, just thrown at you, different kind of content. So there is this neurologist or neuroscientist who is that Sid Warrier, if you know, Dr. Sid Warrier. Okay. So he's a great guy to talk on neurology and psychology. Oh. So he talks about neurology from the brain perspective, psychology from the brain perspective, yeah. And that is great. Right. Okay, so he talked about कि भाई अपनी
circadian
rhythm. Let's leave it on.
Circadian rhythm.
Yeah. So वो है, that is like कि आपकी जो days हैं और जो nights हैं उसके हिसाब से आपकी body evolutionarily बन चुकी है.
Right.
Body clock. Body clock. So वो बन चुकी है, and now if you are breaking it by sleeping at 2 a.m. and waking up 10 a.m. so it will break. But there is this other nutritionist who talks about कि भाई कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, आपको जब सोना है जब उठना है, बस be productive enough जब आपको सही लगे. That there is a great thing. I was watching this Raftaar podcast. Raftaar is a rapper. So he talks about कि भाई rapper रात को क्यों ज़्यादा लिखते हैं, productive क्यों होते हैं. He talked about कि रात को जब पूरी दुनिया सोती है तब उसको लगता है कि मैं अपने आप को खोल सकता हूँ. Now I don't have anyone to judge me. I can say whatever the F I want to, and I can say as much loud as I want to, which I can't sing or can't tell to people when they are awake. So there is no fixed rule about it कि आपको ऐसा ही करना है और ऐसा ही होना है. So I have great debate that I do with my uncle. He was like, भाई क्या ये कोई rule होता है ये उठने का और सोने का? I'm like, there are some great research on it. So I always reference him on that, and he silences about it. So this is also a good trick if you want. Yeah.
Because you are psychology students, you know that you can just paste a reference article or a research paper on them, and then they'll be silent.
Yeah. So that's the thing about habits.
Yes.
So talking about lasting positive change. That is also a very great thing कि आप बार-बार अपनी लाइफ को पॉजिटिव डायरेक्शन में लेके जा रहे हो. नेगेटिविटी आएगी, नेगेटिव लोग आएंगे, नेगेटिव फेजेस आएंगे, बैड डेज आएंगे, बट उनमें पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड रखना एक स्किल है. देयर इज अ ग्रेट थिंग समवन सेड, किसी एंटरप्रेन्योर ने बोला था ये कि you don't love your passion, you learn how to love your passion. So you are not like passionate enough, you are not like productive enough कि आ गया, right. You learn to live it, you learn to love some things, and that is a very
That
great
is
thing.
why you put the time and effort into it, even into developing a passion. वो naturally नहीं आता है, because you put that time and effort. That is why it develops.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that thought.
Yeah. So that's a great thought कि I always thought about कि भाई मेरे को मजा आता है ना, मेरे को तो इसमें मजा आता है, फिर मजा क्यों नहीं आ रहा, अब क्यों वो फील क्यों नहीं है। एडिटिंग करता हूँ टेबल पे बैठने के लिए, मेरे को 4 घंटे लग जाते हैं कि यार बैठना है। बिफोर दैट आई वाज लाइक अभी करके देते हैं, आई वाज वेरी प्रोडक्टिव, बट फेजेस आते हैं, डाउन्स आते हैं, एंड यू लर्न टू लिव, यू लर्न टू लव योर पर्सन, learn to love your person. That's a great line. So in this podcasting thing, you just learn कि भाई करना है ना।
Yeah.
ऑप्शन क्या है, सेकंड ऑप्शन क्या
है, ऑल्टरनेटिव।
या नहीं करना, बैठ जा घर में, कोई बोल थोड़ी रहा है तेरे को, पैसे घर से आ ही रहे, मजे करने कर ले, बोल थोड़ी रहा है, खुद को करना है ना। यू डोंट हैव एनी, तो वो एक बहुत बड़ी चीज आ जाती है लाइफ में कि आप सेकंड ऑप्शन लेके चलना चाहते हो या नहीं। सेकंड ऑप्शन होना चाहिए, बैकअप हमेशा होना चाहिए।
Safety net is always important, but then again, as far as it is not making you work hard enough for your first option, like having a second option is good, but if you're thinking कि हाँ मेरा second option है ना, first option के लिए इतना I don't have to fight for it, then that is something that it doesn't work. And also lasting positive change, I think it works from self-awareness. Like you spoke about all this, and you spoke that negativity ebbs and flows like a river, and I agree with that. But it also is to the point that you have to realize that you can't be a pessimist at all times. And I always say this to people, optimism is a more difficult trait to obtain and to live with than pessimism. I say that to people a lot because it's very easy to give up on things, to let them go. It is that much harder to hold on to hope.
I'll tell you about something, a great story. So I have this friend who is an agent for a football academy. So he scouts people for the football academy, and then they take the player into ISL or whatever league they are. So he called me on a day and he said कि भाई Malabar Hills में कुछ scouting के लिए people आए हुए हैं from different parts of India. And then he mentioned me a specific guy. He's from Manipur, and if you know that Manipur is in burning hell, so he lives in Nagaland, and उसकी जब मैंने स्टोरी सुनी, आई बीन विद हिम लास्ट डे ओनली, yesterday I was with him and he didn't celebrate his birthday, but he said कि यार मेरा बर्थडे है, मैंने कहा सेलिब्रेट करते हैं, क्या दिक्कत है। So you know he has a story कि उसके पास कोई सेकंड ऑप्शन नहीं है। उसके his mother has BP stroke, his mother has been stroke 3-4 times, and his father is in Manipur to secure the land कि कोई उसकी लैंड ना ले ले। उसकी बहन है, उसकी कजिन है जो छोटे हैं उससे, and he left his education at 10th class only, and he just, उसने मेरे को एक ही चीज बोली कि भाई मेरे पास सेकंड ऑप्शन नहीं है, जो है मेरा फुटबॉल है, and if I don't excel in it, there's nothing else. Nothing else. So that is very great inspiration to take from कि भाई लोगों के पास कुछ भी नहीं है, you are privileged enough, you should know your privilege कि कहाँ तक मैं अपने आप को extend कर सकता हूँ। Second option is a privilege in itself. Yeah, it is. Because most people don't have that. They only have one chance at things, and if they lose it, then there's nothing else. So yeah, I think we should be all grateful about the fact that we are privileged enough to see that if one thing doesn't work out, maybe the other will. Yeah. So you can dwell on other things, but एक चीज अपने चल के रखो कि भाई इस पे तो चलना ही है। नहीं हुआ, that's not in our hands. What in our hands कि आज है, present है, करो। Knowing that vision is very important. I feel having a vision and being a visionary and aiming towards things is something that's and this guy taught me that. This guy really taught me. Inspiration from other people only. That's why I talk to people. I talk to many people कि यार कुछ ना कुछ नया निकलेगा। Right. Agreed. And this is the success story that you see on YouTube or on social media. When you witness in real life, it's when you see that happiness कि भाई आज तो बर्थडे मना लिया यार, इतने सालों से बर्थडे नहीं बनाया था, आज बर्थडे मना लिया, so that's a very good feeling to have कि यार इतनी privilege आप pass on भी कर सकते हो. That is also perspective, and that is also a lasting positive change.
I was just about to come to that. This is the real lasting positive change that people need in their lives.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
And
great.
yeah, I'm not telling it कि भाई मैंने ये कर दिया, मैंने वो कर दिया, मैंने तो उसके लिए पे भी नहीं किया था, उस दोस्त ने पे किया था. But I'm telling you कि how to maintain a lasting positive change when you don't have an option. उस बंदे का ऑप्शन ही नहीं है भाई. उस बंदे के पास रहने खाने के पैसे नहीं है. That's the reality that he is living in. He will go back, he will help his mother, he will work in a restaurant part-time, and then he will go to his academy to learn and to teach. So he's doing all these things to secure his future. So that is a very big thing, lasting positive change.
Yeah.
Be humble. कि आपके पास इतना कुछ है,
Right.
कर सकते हो.
Right. And I feel like even if productivity and unproductivity, we are in that space कि हम नहीं कर सकते at this point, give yourself that space, but also know when to wake up from it. People don't realize that, but there is some point that you have to see reality for what it is, and you have to wake up from it, and you have to decide one day that enough is enough. I need to get things done.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You can't dwell on to कि भाई वो क्या मतलब ब्रेक लेना is part of life.
Yeah.
Take breaks, go on vacations, go with your friends. मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि बकचोदी on top, तो it has to be on top. And the guy I was talking about, जो बंदा है अभी फुटबॉलर है, he talked about कि भाई तेरे को खेलना है ना, खेल, मजे से खेल, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. तेरे को नहीं आता कोई नहीं, मजे का. Yeah, so if a professional talks you कि भाई हम भी खेलते हैं तो हमें मजा आता है. Right. We really like it.
We're passionate about it.
Yeah,
that's why. Right.
Passionate, and we have somewhere he has also learned it to be passionate about
it. Yes.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. You are not always passionate about it. You cannot also leave it. And the other guy there, my friend, he told him the same thing कि भाई बहुत players बहुत जल्दी छोड़ देते. So you don't have to leave it.
Right.
Be with it. ब्रेक ले, वापस चल, ब्रेक ले, वापस चल, ब्रेक ले, वापस चल. But don't dwell into extremism कि भाई 10 दिन काम कर लिया, 5 दिन का वैकेशन ले
लेता है.
That is a very big thing, very big title on social media, work-life balance. Now you are dwelling into life.
But I think again, then one is unproductivity and one you're not doing anything. The other side of it is overworking.
Let's talk about it.
Because both are poisons. You just have to pick one. I always feel कि balance होना बहुत difficult है ये चीजों में. Either you're overworking or you're just procrastinating. So I think pick your poison, I say. Which one would you like to choose?
Yeah. Don't overwork, don't underwork. करते रहो, बस देखी जाएगी. Okay, so
I think take it one day at a time.
Yeah. जो है आज है भाई, कल पे मत रखना, कल जो गया वो भी हो गया. Yeah, what's the common psychological myth that you love? Okay, can you share an interesting or unexpected fact about human behavior? Interesting and unexpected.
Interesting. I think one of them, it's more of a common thing, but humans say that they want to be different than others and then they want to be unique. But at the end of the day, I think the human mind or your feelings get in the way of you behaving just like others.
Okay.
It's very interesting to me because we always want to find that individuality in life. I think that most of us want to find individuality in life and that we want to be different than others, but our base roots and our base emotions are so similar that we are actually more similar to people than we think about it. And it's crazy to me. Even if you meet a person who is the extreme opposite of you, you will still find base values that are very, very similar to you and very similar to each other, and you will be probably acting in the same way or reacting to situations in the same way as well. So I think that is very interesting that humans want to be different, but at the end of the day, I think they choose to be same.
Great. Okay, so I have a great story about this. whatever you want to run from, eventually it comes back.
Back to you. Agreed.
And how that happened, I don't know. Let's leave it on psychology. We will read about it someday.
Psychology or is it karma?
I don't know. I am a rationalist and I'm a realist.
know.
So yeah,
I know,
psychology will.
That's
leave it
right.
to psychology.
We'll move with psychology
Yeah,
for this one.
So, I always fought, and I'm still fighting for an identity, that what I want to be and what I want to make of it. So, I wanted to run from my own individuality, on morals, not morals, but the individuality that I was thrown upon because of the society. And I didn't mean it in a very meaningful way that I want it or I need it. But now I'm becoming like that. So I'm becoming like my base roots.
Right.
Whatever I come from, whatever I have been brought up, my family,
Shapes you.
my society. So I'm completely on that and I'm loving it.
That is acceptance, that you have reached self-actualization.
No, not yet. But yeah, it's like step by step. First I was like, thoda backward hai society, ye wo, I don't want to accept it. Not like dwelling into modernism totally, but जो extreme nuances थे, जो extreme stereotypes थे, I would emphasize on the word stereotypes, मेरी society के जो भी थे. So I have accepted them in a very productive manner, in a very self-acceptance manner. कि अब तो मेरा कुछ भी बोलने में फर्क नहीं पड़ता. यही हूँ मैं. This is me. Not in a very rigid manner, but in a very self-acceptance manner. So in our society, it's like कि भाई rigidity always comes first. So you have to be rigid with your morals, rigid with your personality, and all those things. So my family is rigid as F. Okay. They don't give too much.
Rigid as in morals and values.
Yeah, morals and values and behaviors that you have to stick onto. And I have accepted in a very positive manner. Was it difficult for you going through all of that and seeing that rigidity in your family? No, I love it. Now I love it. Because you've turned it into a positive light. Yeah. So the people I used to hate, I love them. They are the real, man of the society. MVPs. What MVP? Most valuable player. It's what I learned. Most? Okay. I want to learn about it. What is most valuable player, MVP? Okay. So they are like the real MVPs or they are like the real heroes? Yeah. So they have scourged through life's way in a very difficult and a very rigid manner, but that made your life beautiful. That rigidity of theirs give you some sense of your identity now. I would actually agree with some part of that because I have realized that my parents are quite disciplined in their life and they like to inculcate that to my brother as well as myself. Yeah. And as a child, you probably don't understand that, you think, oh, I'm so tired of it, why are they being so strict and stuff like that. But now I realize, I look at other people and I realize that I don't think I would have it other way. Yeah. I don't think I could live being undisciplined or unstructured in life. Yeah. Structure is something that my family loves a lot and they believe in that a lot. So I don't think that I could be unstructured or unorganized. So yeah, that is something that I'm taking in a positive light. Self-acceptance. You have also reached Maslow, right? बहुत time है. Okay, so if you could create a psychological experiment without limits, and what would it be and why? Wow. Okay, so I wouldn't like to... Let first dwell into what are psychological experiments. Basics se start karte hain, then we'll go on. So psychological experiments is where there is... I don't want to talk in technical terms, but there are people involved where you do a case study on them or a research part of it, and they are involved in your experiment where you, to formulate a hypothesis or to prove a hypothesis, you perform this experiment on somebody so that you can gain validity from it. That's basically what an experiment is. It's like a scientific experiment only that you're doing it on people. Okay.
That's the difference in a psychological
Yeah.
experiment. But I don't think I want to create per se a new experiment. Haven't had time to think about that. But what I'd like to do is recreate an experiment that was already done. So there's this Stanford prison experiment that
Okay.
took place, and it's basically it happened so as to see how prisoners and whether they will model behaviors that are done to them by their rehabilitation officers. So every rehab center they have these officers, and you have to listen to their rules and commands because obviously you've been sent to prison. But they wanted to see, this experiment was basically on obedience and conformity. They wanted to see that whether this obedience and whether this conformity to these social norms and these social values, does it come from an intrinsic part of you, or does it come because there is an authority that is telling you कि हाँ भाई तुमको करना है. So they were actually forced to do extremely unethical issues. This is a very unethical kind of experiment, let me say it. But they were forced to do a lot of difficult tasks. Difficult tasks also involve inflicting pain on other people. And they wanted to see how far these prisoners would go, and whether this obedience comes because they actually want to do it or they actually want to listen to the authority. So, to see the human mind and to see whether things that happen in our life are, if they are in our locus of control or if they are outside our locus of control, and are we actually deluding ourselves into thinking that we have control over things.
Great.
That is an experiment that I think I'd like to recreate ethically. Ethically.
Okay. So I have a similar experiment that I have listened about. There is two groups. First is like the officers of the prison, and second is prisoners.
Okay.
So they have assigned them duties that you are the officer and you are the prisoners. And in
this is a random group of people.
Random group of people, and they are assigned as that only. So in 7 days or in 5 days, the officers, the random guys who are placed as officers, started assaulting the prisoners. In 5 to 7 days.
In 5, that is, wow.
And it is interesting to see how domination and how power gives you the freedom to do whatever you want. That is a very interesting way to see.
And I think it also reflects on learning and modeling behaviors. Because if they are learning this in 5 to 7 days, then imagine how much of an impact that must have on other general population also, what they see and what they learn from it. If now in this experiment that you spoke about, they're not even actual officers, they're only pretend officers for 5 to 7 days, and they're still modeling this behavior. Imagine in real life how people must be seeing things and how they must be modeling it in their real life. So that is interesting.
And that is also interesting to see how freedom gives you the sense of control. Not only on yourself,
but on others as well.
Yeah. So the religion thing and the God thing that we are talking about here, the morals that God has given us, and the moral that religion has given us, how much we stick ourselves to them, to not violate society.
Right.
It is interesting to see how people don't commit crimes.
Right. It is extremely interesting, right?
Yeah. So I don't have any theory about this. I haven't read about it, but we'll read about it someday.
I think it's the
last question. Yeah. So what is the advice that you want to give for future psychology students and who are in the age of 15, 16 who want to opt for psychology?
Okay. First of all, psychology, when you get into it, find what aspect of psychology actually interests you. I see people saying that, oh, I'm interested into psychology, let's do counseling, because that is the first thing that we know about psychology. Understandably so, because awareness about psychology is very limited in our Indian society. I still believe that things are changing, sure, but they are still limited. Now you try to research yourself, or you ask professionals or students who have already done this before.
Yeah.
You reach out to people, and there have been so many people, so many students who have reached out to me and asking me, and that is actually a great thing, because you are asking people who have gone through that before you, so that you know what you're getting yourself into. Now, even when I originally decided I wanted to do clinical in 9th 10th standard.
Yeah.
Tabhi, even as a child who was like that emotionally mature, I was not going to understand कि clinical में exactly क्या होता है. I was not going to understand the nuances of clinical psychology. And as you know, it's very emotionally demanding. That being a clinical psychologist is extremely emotionally demanding. People they recognize it, but they don't understand it. So I think that knowing what field you actually want to get into, first of all, that is very important. Secondly, I always say this: psychology is a subject that you are passionate about. That is great. It also comes with a lot of demands and cons that you need to outweigh and understand whether they are worth it to you. You need to understand if this pain, or if this journey that you're going through with other people and you're helping other people, is it genuinely going to impact your life in a positive way, or is it going to bring you down? Because that is very very necessary, knowing that you will be emotionally stable enough to hold and to help other people. That is one thing that I want all, any psychology student or all professionals, to understand that whether they'll be able to handle it. That is one part. And third, I would suggest that form mentors or reach out to mentors in your life. I really, I dedicate so much of my life to my mentors and to my teachers. I do so because they have helped me in the toughest of times. Even my parents, I consider them as my mentors as well. But also professionally, find mentors, because they will give you advice that will stick with you till the end of time, and it is almost always pretty good advice. They might call you out on certain things, but it is almost always pretty good advice. So find mentors in this field that will genuinely want to help you out. I think this all encapsulates the advice that I'd like to give, people who want to get into psychology.
Great. So adding on to that only, ending this podcast on a very light note. यार करना है तो करो, नहीं करना घर पे बैठो. Very pessimism point of view, but light thing यही है कि भाई if you want to go for psychology, go for psychology. No one is stopping you. Try it. नहीं होता है छोड़ दो, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. If you are privileged enough and if you have the second option in mind कि हाँ चलो ये नहीं बात कुछ और करेंगे, but try it. एंड साइकोलॉजी नॉट लाइक कि आपको पढ़ना ही है और आप सिर्फ साइकोलॉजी स्टूडेंट हो या साइकोलॉजिकल प्रोफेशनल हो तभी पढ़ना है. इट इज फॉर एवरीवन.
Everybody.
Reach out to content creators who are genuinely making good content. We can't name them. There are personal outlook कि भाई हमने इन लोगों को ढूंढा है, ये हमारी आइडियोलॉजी को सूट करते हैं, इसलिए हम इनको देखते हैं. तो हम आपको वो सजेस्ट नहीं कर सकते कि आप क्रिएटर्स को ही देखो. सिंपल सी चीज है यार. मैंने जब स्टार्ट किया था 15 एट द एज ऑफ 15-16, तब मैं बहुत पॉडकास्ट देखता था और मैंने उन लोगों को फॉलो करना शुरू कर दिया था. नाउ आई हैव टू अनफॉलो देम क्योंकि वो आइडियोलॉजी को सपोर्ट नहीं करते. तो जो भी आपको मिले, अभी जो भी मिले, ऐसा मत समझो कि ये गलत है या ये मेरी आइडियोलॉजी को सपोर्ट नहीं करता है. देख लो जितना इंस्पायर होना उतना इंस्पायर हो लो, बट डोंट गेट इट इनटू योर हेड. अपनी मोरल्स और अपनी जो बेसिक आपकी रूट्स हैं उनको मत भूलो. उनसे फिर आपको जो भी उसके ऊपर बनाना है.
upon that. And I would suggest कि social media should look for inspiration there as well, but in real life the inspiration that you get is unmatched, to be honest. So find inspiration in real life, find that guidance that people can give you, and good guidance that people can give you, because people have a lot of influence on you. They don't like to admit it, but humans have a lot of influence on humans. So pick your crowd very wisely. And just go forward with it if you're really passionate about it. And I would, as a person who is studying psychology as a TY major, I would say I would say that if you're genuinely interested in it and want to work for it and have the work ethic for it, please go for it. Please go for it.
Yes, please. पढ़ो. अगर कुछ करना नहीं है फिर भी पढ़ो.
Right.
Read psychology or philosophy.
Yeah, I think they go hand in hand
Yeah.
together.
So read it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yes.